something that I always wanted to deny, is how evil can be.
I need 5 firefighters, 19 and 12.
We went down there and formed up companies, 5 men and an officer.
Go, let's go.
We went to work right away, trying to look for survivors.
Try to get some buckets back here.
Bucket!
Guys were digging fast, passing those buckets quick. Digging frantically.
Bucket, empty bucket. Hey, watch your back, guys.
We'd be digging, and all of a sudden everybody would say, quiet. And the whole place would get quiet, and people would look. And then slowly they would go back to work and start again. And that's how things went down there.
I remember the first time I went there, it was like, you know, gateway to hell.
You'd never know unless you were there. But the pile itself seemed to have a life of its own. It moved and shifted underneath us. Every step you took, you could fall 30 or 40 feet into a void. It spewed fire when we dug into it and had buried thousands of people beyond our reach.
All we saw was steel, and I didn't know how we were going to get below that. Like, how are we going to find anybody in this?
You know, and you get up on this pile and you're digging with a shovel or you're digging with a pickaxe or something like that. Your attempts seem futile. And, you know, it's like a drop in the bucket.
But you believed in your heart there was somebody down there. And if you could have found one person, you know, that was well worth it.
Water! Give more water!
Whatever risk you were putting yourself at, just to find anybody, that's what drives the guys.
Try to get some buckets back here.
We'd clear what we could by hand. And the iron workers would come in, cut the steel beams, and lift them out. Then we'd just start digging again.
You have 2 110-story office buildings. You don't find a desk. You don't find a chair. You don't find a telephone, a computer. The biggest piece of a telephone I found was half of the keypad, and it was about this big. The building collapsed to dust. How are we supposed to find anybody in this, that there's nothing left of the building?
Bucket!
You find a little spot, and you just keep going and digging and trying to find something. And you find a foot, and then they say the building's gonna collapse, and you run away.
Go, go, go!
And then we would go back and mostly just dug. We found a body. It was a girl. She was dead. She was definitely dead. All her clothes had been burned off her. She looked to be pregnant. Some people thought maybe she was just bloated, but I don't think so. She was encased in rubble. And we had her about halfway uncovered. We had getting the body bag ready, and then they told us to run. And we ran. So I never got to see if they got her out. Or would have felt good saying, all right, at least I got one person out. One family will be able to have a decent funeral.
Our first shift was 24 hours, and in all that time, there was one person pulled out alive. One. It was beyond discouraging. It was even hard to understand. It was weird in a way. Walking back to the firehouse, people were cheering us. But we sure didn't feel like heroes.
Every day, total strangers were showing up with supplies.
Somebody said that you could still use towels, so that's the end of the towels.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
They opened up the doors, and lo and behold, deliveries were coming by the ton.
Kitchen. Or just go right around that corner, just dump them on the floor.
You can't eat all the cookies they're giving you.
No.
I know it's early in the operation here, but I just wanted to thank everyone for all that hard work that they've been doing. How we're here, only God knows. But again, guys, thank you so much. I really, you have no idea how much love I have.
Check the lockers, bro. Check the lockers, all the lockers, take whatever.
It's something special, you know, when guys are relentless. And just going back and forth, guys with nails in their hand taping it up.